Oh, hello, and thank you so much for clicking on my video. We are back at it again with another educational and epic game of chess. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm only, I believe, 1900, maybe 1910, so I'm not a grandmaster, so everything that I do and all the moves that I make are not going to be 100% accurate. We're going to aim for like a 95, 97, depending on how difficult the opponent plays. So we're playing a Sicilian. An open Sicilian is this line right here, where they take, we take. The line that I know best is where they hit the pawn, and this is a strange move. Oh dear lord. So we are both just prepped up. I believe we bring the knight back here, and we're not afraid to just bring it back to the middle. This guy is hanging, so I believe that we develop the bishop, defend these pawns, and get ready to do a little hop, skip, and a jump to the middle. If he takes, that just kind of fixes our pawn center, and we have a thorn in his position. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take like that. He scoots back. This fork, I'm not necessarily sure if it's something that I need to be very afraid of. And this pawn push right here is something that's always in the cards. But then again, I haven't castled yet, so I feel like this is probably an opportune time to castle. Almost definitely that's what we need to do. And if my bishop ever leaves its starting square, all of a sudden my b pawn becomes a little fragile. So I believe that I just castle here. He brings the knight to the middle. I think that I'm supposed to just challenge it. Then the queen comes out. I can push the pawn maybe. I'm almost certain that this is what we need to do. Okay. This guy is just a chess boy because he's playing all these moves quickly. We're going to castle, and we've got a game of chess on our hands. I'm fairly certain that it's just an even position with this beautiful, beautiful knight. And I don't want to give up my dark square bishop because this diagonal could be scary in the later game. I can step back. You know what? Something that just comes from chess, like I've played a lot of chess, and I'm fairly certain that just stepping back is what I'm supposed to do. It's a weird move, but we get rid of his super powerful bishop. We sort of get to develop my queen. Well, we do get to develop the queen. The rooks now see each other, which is definitely useful. The C file is now completely open, so almost definitely, this is my knee-jerk reaction. Throw my pawn forward. If he pushes, maybe we just support. If he takes, we take, and we both have isolated pawns over here. This is my knee-jerk reaction. Bringing a rook to the open file is my second knee-jerk reaction. I think we're just going to do this. If we see a push, I'm going to push forward. If he takes, I take. If he takes, then I take. He can potentially claim the open file first. So now, something else you're always going to have to think about in a game of chess is there's an open file. Which rook better serves this open file? Well, I feel like maybe this pawn break is going to be useful. He's still got his rook here, so I just think that it's probably interchangeable, but I'm going to go with this one. I mean, just rushing to trade my pieces off doesn't seem super intelligent. This doesn't work because it only draws away the king. So a deflection technique is I could remove the defender, but he can defend with the bishop. But then I can take, it brings his queen out here. The other option is to just do absolutely nothing about it. I could scoot over and actually kind of make him take. I can push this pawn forward. I can even push this pawn 2 squares. That might be the move. Because he basically has to take. Then I take, then he takes. Well, then I can't take back. So it's hard to say. Is it worth wasting all of this time just trying to decide what move I should make? So an indecisive move, we cover this a little bit more. We scoot forward. This open file is obviously what we're going to be fighting over. And I think we're going to rush in like this. And I'm going to be on this open file. He has ideas of this. But we're going to be going more or less into an endgame here. Where this bishop and queen are not going to checkmate my king. And our kings are equally safe. I have the open file. So a move that would probably make sense would be something like this. Oh, he wants to just attack, attack, attack. But I'm pretty sure that I can jump into the position first. If you can put a piece, specifically a queen or a rook, on the 7th rank, it's normally a good idea. My next idea is to attack this pawn, because I still don't fully believe that he's going to checkmate me over here. So we are into the position. We are into the position. And it's hard to say, is like going for this pawn on the side of the board. Okay, so that's back rank checkmate. I can preemptively push this forward, but then if he comes in, wait a minute, did that just hang this? It did. It did hang this, because he thinks this is back rank checkmate, but I can bring the bishop back. So we go ahead and grab this bishop. This check is going to come. I block with my bishop. And then operation, do something with the queen. I'm fairly certain this works. Boom. Okay, that's equally as scary. That is equally as scary. But one other thing that I can do, this is hanging and this is hanging. So how can I defend both of those in one move? Well, a very fancy technique in chess is you throw in a check first. I throw in this check, he has to respond to it, then I slide all the way back. If he gives this check, I still block with this guy. And then my queen is just on a wonderful square defending all my pawns. He's going to get this pawn, but I'm going to be up a bishop. So, check here, scoot all the way back. Check here, he takes this. I think I'm just all right with it. Let's not spend a million years trying to figure out if it's good or not. I'm going to lose this pawn for sure. We come back, defended. He gets this pawn. Cool. Now, we would absolutely love to trade the queens. That's basically what we want to do here. My bishop is kind of stuck fixing this back rank checkmate idea. So I'm considering we just push a pawn. Then my bishop is kind of free to roam. Like, what if I come in like this? Boom. He'll probably try and finesse me. I mean, we're going to scoot over here. This whole back rank business is a little bit scary to deal with. So he wants to just trade the queens. He's allowing it. But that makes a passed pawn for me. So yes, he's going to have a 3 on whatever, but I'm not even going to go into a huge amount of calculation right here. I wanted to trade the queens. We're simply going to trade the queens, and I have a passed pawn as well. And so, is he really going to be able to promote this? I mean, I slide in, he can support it. It's going to be arguably quite challenging. And one other thing, don't even need to worry about this. Simple pawn endgame technique. Everybody needs to know this. You draw a square with your pawn. Is the king in the square on my move? No. I mean, we're very close to the end, so I can just see here, 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 queen, and he's not going to make it, so he resigns. Like, what is he going to do? Okay, well, how accurate was that game? I mean, I think quite accurate. I think he just went away for the back rank checkmate idea. You got to be careful with those if there's a bishop that can slide back and block, because I got to let you know, that happens quite a bit. And you might go for it, and then there's a piece that can slide all the way back and just protect the king. And so, okay, let's check that with the computer. I hypothesize I got a pretty accurate game. We finished that in 9 minutes, so we didn't even use too much time. And one just other thing. Dude has 8 minutes, like, he has 5 minutes more than me. 5.5 minutes more than me. The reason that I took that so slow is because I knew I was going to win. Or I was very, very confident. I could definitely blunder, but I was very confident I was going to win. So when you have like a winning position, you don't need as much time because the easy moves are easy to find because you have a lot of them. When you're in a losing position, it's hard to find good moves because sometimes there are none. You have to find the move that sucks the least, but they all suck. And Oh, thank Lord I wasn't in that position today. So let's go over to the computer and I'll see you over there. And here we are in the analysis. And oh my goodness, I missed something so rudimentary. I know that you guys were probably watching that screaming at me, but it is what it is. You know, I prefaced at the beginning of the video that I'm not going to play perfectly. And so we get 88% accurate. I threw away a large amount of my accuracy by this one blunder. He had 4 blunders and 1 inaccuracy. So I'm at 88% and he's at 81%. And my blunder was so simple. I don't know how on earth I missed it. We're going to even see how much time I spent on that move. So we have the Sicilian, the open Sicilian. These are all the best computer moves. I believe I went a little bit astray. Nope. Best. I'm playing every single move, best move. And then here. So I'm supposed to take back with this pawn. No, I'm not. I did it best move. And right here, how did I miss this? This is a simple fork. He couldn't take that knight because of this fork. For whatever reason, I spent 30 seconds I was yapping about some nonsense. I was talking about the queen coming out, my bishop not being able to come out, to develop the knight, that I can't develop the bishop. I spent 30 seconds yapping about some nonsense. All of those things are true, but this fork is far more true. And so he scoots back, and instead of seeing this, it's just a straight up piece. I castle. Huge blunder. However, it is the type of blunder where I threw away a winning position to a drawn equal position. And so that's the okay type of blunder. The not okay type of blunder is when you have an equal position and you blunder, and now you have a losing position. Okay? Or you have a winning position and you blunder really bad and now you have a losing position. There's lots of blunders. Of all the blunders, not seeing the best move is the most forgiving because I'm still winning after not seeing that. So we hop into it. I'm still playing the computer's best moves. Let's kick this boy back on for a second. And the reroute of the knight. I mean, every move is basically equal, but I've just known that trading the bishop for the knight is not worth it. It is one of the top computer lines now that I let it think. And this is just confronting this knight immediately. It's like, we're going to trade or I'm going to take you and get the pawn. So there's not a lot that can be done about this. Sorry, I was drinking coffee. My mouth is watering. We throw the pawn forward, not necessarily the best move. We put the rook to the open file. Either rook was okay. And then I made a waiting move because I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to do here. So we go for this. We trade. Then I knew that if he takes my rook, my queen is on the open file. And so, like I said, I mentioned that this was his best move because he can basically slide back and then slide over. And then we're going to have to trade like this. And then we're in an endgame where it's a complete draw. Like, say this were to happen. I can't even get in there, really. He can just slide over. And then this is absolutely a draw. Just absolutely. Same colors, but one of us might make a mistake. So either way, he tried to get fancy by pushing this pawn. It allows me to be the first one. I'm taking away this crucial square from his queen. So the only way he can save it is going here. He doesn't see it, but basically if you can be the first one, even at the cost of a pawn. So like say I lost a pawn over here, if you can be the first one to infiltrate the enemy's position, that's huge. That's worth more than a pawn because then you're the one that gets to attack all of the stuff first, and ideally right here, the 7th rank. Our 2nd rank is the most important. Their 7th rank. So I didn't win a pawn or lose a pawn or anything, so I just am up 1.8, and he blunders. He's looking for this back rank checkmate. He's thinking, if I take here, then he gets this back rank checkmate. Unfortunately for him, my bishop still covers this crucial defending square, so I can block the sight of the queen. The queen will no longer see my king. I block. So we take. Calculated correctly. I spent like 1 minute explaining all of this. He gets in, which I don't understand why he didn't just go 2. That would have forced this quicker. Then he could have like done this and kept an eye on. So let's check with the computer. It says push the pawn. Okay, but I have a +5 advantage. No matter what he does, he's kind of screwed. He comes in. We give this check. This is a fancy move. I realize everything's being attacked. I can give this check to get on this file. Okay? Checks are so useful. Then we slide in. I could have pressed forward with the attack. And like if he pushes, then I check here. And this back rank checkmate is not that big a deal, and I don't necessarily care about all these pawns if my queen is here like attacking your king. So instead, I decide to play it safe. He gives me the check. We block with the bishop. Thank goodness I had the bishop. We push this pawn. It's technically a blunder or a mistake, but I don't really think so because my king, I need some breathing room, and I'm worried about, like, if I ever do something with this bishop, I just get hit with a check again, and the bishop would have to go back. So this is a long-term idea of, like, now there's no back rank checkmates, and this square, his queen's really not going to get there because my queen is doing a great job of just covering everything useful in the position, like everything. So a slightly more accurate move is come in and just go for this pawn. It would basically force this, and then same situation, and there would be no way for him to really defend this. He'd have to scoot over. I can grab this pawn then. Whatever, we scoot the king up. I'm trying to alleviate my light square bishop, and then we just trade. And this is just super simple to calculate. It removes the blockade from this pawn, and this pawn is just going to promote, okay? If the king were here, we would draw the square, and we would see I'm not going to promote. But very, very simple. Boom, 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 boom. That's one other way you can do it. And so, like this, opponent resigns. Not the most accurate game, but if I would have played, I mean, the simple fork right here. Come on, bro. I lose games because of simple mistakes like this. And so, luckily, I was able to come out the victor of this one, but that's really an inexcusable thing. And then one more thing, if you play the Open Sicilian, these are the best computer lines. So you can literally just watch this, and this is like the top engine recommendation. And I believe we developed the bishop, we jumped to the middle, and he's supposed to ignore it. What's the best computer line here? This is where we deviate because he stops playing the best computer line. Best computer line is to push the pawn, and you're going to fan shadow and castle this way. Okay, he didn't play that, he took, and then there's a fork, and I missed it. Forgive me. If you learned anything from this video or simply enjoy watching me play chess, please subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000. It would be super cool if I can do that in a reasonable amount of time. So thank you so much for watching this video. You guys are absolutely the best. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.